And we're back with this portion of the Real Estate Radio Hour, 651-989-9226. Have some callers on the line that want to ask a real estate question. Before that...
Yeah, I know we were having a little fun with the association stuff and the pet horse and Andy being the agent. But there's some seriousness about that, too. Garth, I know you've ran into a situation like that.
Yeah. The hot buttons out there with associations I think that you need to be aware of is there are restrictions on the number of rental units in complexes sometimes now, so... you need to be aware of that if you're buying a property that has an association. The other hot button is restrictions on pets, the number of pets, and a lot of times they have a limit on the weight of the dog. And so we had a situation a while back where the dog weighed 65 pounds, exceeded the limit on what was allowed in the association, and then we had a big problem with somebody that actually closed and wasn't aware of this rule.
Yeah.
So those are things when you're looking at association documents and bylaws that you need to be aware of. And there's also a document that says that you have read and examined those bylaws and documents that you sign off on, and that's at the end of your 10-day right of rescission.
And sometimes that seller doesn't, or that buyer didn't sign it. Maybe someone else did for them.
And so just make sure you're the one that's signing that document, and you're the one reading and examining the bylaws and the budget and so on. And they should include rules and regulations. That's all part of it.
Okay, let's go to the phones. Maureen is calling from Andover. Maureen, you're on CCO.
Yes, we bought a senior condo 5.5 years ago in a senior development.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, the developer has gone into bankruptcy, and during this past year or so, we now have renters in the building. They're not all seniors, and the association was supposed to be 80-20. There is that there was more than 90 units in the total development. But anyway, they have been allowed to rent to young people.
Maureen, I have a quick question. Did you guys pay cash for the condo?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of times those condos are not financeable because the banks are looking at those things like what's the ratio of owners versus, available properties. And sometimes the banks, even though we get upset with them, they're actually doing us a favor because they wouldn't allow us to buy something. When you have cash, that allows you to make I hate to say the word mistakes, but it allows you to make those purchasing decisions without that watchful eye over you. So...
yeah, I know.
It's a tough situation.
Garth, you've probably dealt on the back end of that. Some people in Maureen's situation that had a mortgage on it and lost it because of that.
Yeah, I have, and it's unfortunate, but a lot of the new construction projects that were built did fail because the developer or the builder went under, and then all of a sudden you got a new set of rules. You got nobody managing the association, nobody's paying the dues, and the rules start changing. And it can dramatically affect your value. That's a very scary situation.
And then when you're dealing with a senior unit to top it off, you know what I mean? That's just too bad.
Well, one last thought on that is that just and to help her out, I would look at who actually owns the units that are being rented. If it is a bank, a local bank, or were they sold to an investor, and working with that investor to get the project back on track, because it's only to their advantage to get those properties sold, put them into a senior housing situation because it'll increase the value of the building.
And increase the profit for them to make, too. People working together is exactly the right thing.
All right, let's go to Robert, who's calling from Coon Rapids. Robert, you're on WCCO.
I owe $185,000 on my house. It's not worth that. I refinanced June 14th of 2009. So I miss this June 1st cutoff with something with the PMI insurance. I pay 5% interest, and I've been trying to refinance at a lower interest, which I could probably get. However, my PMI insurance would go up from 70 to about 190 a month. So it's not making sense to refinance.
Is that an FHA mortgage then, too, Robert? Yeah, okay. Justin, why don't you kind of throw up?
Yeah, unfortunately, with the time frame and the timing of your FHA mortgage, that's just the cutoff date that the government's put in there in order to qualify for the lower PMI under the refinance, which is part of the HARP program. So I wish I had better news for you, but there's a date. It's like anything. There's a line, and it has to be drawn somewhere, and unfortunately, you fall on the wrong side of that one.
That's too bad. 651-989-9226. Have some callers on the line that want to ask a real estate question. Before that, you have some callers on the line that want to ask a real estate question. 651-989-9226. Have some callers on the line that want to ask a real estate question. Before that, you have some callers on the line that want to ask a real estate question. 651-989-9226. Have some callers on the line that want to ask a real estate question. Before that, you have some callers on the line that want to ask a real estate question. Before that, you have some callers on the line that want to ask a real estate question. Before that, you have some callers on the line that want to ask a real estate question. Before that, you have some callers on the line that want to ask a real estate question. Before that, you have some callers on the line that want to ask a real estate question. Before that, you have some callers on the line that want to ask a real estate question. Before that, you have some callers on the line that want to ask a re So I tell you what, let's do this text and then we have to take a break. With the upcoming change to qualify for loans that came out this week, have lenders already made the changes, or do you think it will affect sales in the market?
Justin?
Well, that's pretty generic and general. So, at this point, I wouldn't. That's hard for me to just answer.
I was going to say, have them rephrase the question. We'd love to answer it for you.
All right, rephrase the question. That was not my question.
The question.
No, the listener. Text in a little more details for us.
But I just want to make the listener.
Oh, Danny, no, you're getting in on this funny business. I see.
I'm sorry. Can't resist. It's getting infectious. All right.
Sorry.
All right. No, well, yeah, if the texter would want to rephrase that, maybe we can get a zero in on that a little closer for you. So thanks.
Buying a short sale is not easy. Join us at the Real Estate Radio Hour Short Sale Seminar, January 23rd at the Golden Valley Hennepin Library Meeting Room, starting at 6 p.m. To sign up, go to realestateradiohour.com or simply call our hotline at 800-246-1867.
Let's talk a little bit about that seminar, guys.
Yeah, that's coming up here January 23rd, and we actually got a couple other ones, but it'll be good. We're having Mark Van Zwiefel there, and whether or not you're selling, you have to sell short sale, or you're thinking about buying a short sale.
Right.
It's a great thing to be able to come out and learn about it.
A lot of people get embarrassed about that, and they think, I don't want to go sit in a room with a bunch of other people thinking I'm losing my house. That's not the point of the thing. The point of it is to get there, you camouflage yourself into the group. There's going to be buyers, there's going to be sellers, there's going to be people that are there for their mother, their father, their kids. And there's nobody's there to judge. Everyone 100% is there to help, provide information and resources. So
there's a ton of people just in that situation. So to be able to help them and even know, hey, we'll talk about too how the market's coming out of the funk that we're in, and that they might get them out of being underwater as well. Justin?
Well, that same weekend on the 26th, if anybody's looking for something to do on Saturday, there's actually a charity event that myself and my wife are involved in called the Freeze Fest Challenge. It's for a young boy, 4 years old, that has some serious health issues. It's being held at the St. Paul National Armory, and it's going to be about 120 competitors in CrossFit Games, and it's the largest that's been put on in the state of Minnesota. And if you're looking for something to do, we'd love to see you out there. It's being set up by Timberwolf CrossFit and also White Bear Lake CrossFit.
I was going to say, if we wanted to just contribute to help the kid out, I mean, do they have any kind of fund set up? Or?
Yes, they do. As a matter of fact, I can give you a phone number for an individual if you want, or you could email into the radio.
Do that.
Yeah, we'll put it on the website, too.
Yeah, visit the site. We'll make sure to get you involved.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, is this CrossFit competition involve jumping on boxes or not?
This particular one will not, but there'll be some different activities there that you'll find kind of humorous. We have to haul some sandbags, sprint with them, 60, 80, and 100 pounds, and up to 150 pounds, the length of a gymnasium floor. That's one of the events.
Wow. I think every time Justin's been on, I've had to talk about the jump box thing.
Yeah.
He's a very fit loan officer, let's just say that.
Well, and he does, what's really impressive is he jumps up, 54 inches in the air onto a box, but he doesn't drop his mortgage calculator. That's the most impressive part.
That's my livelihood. I can't let that go.
Yeah.
No, exactly. So, Garth, in general, what do we got? What are we looking at 2013?
The inventory levels are going to be about the same on REO and short sales. I think the traditional market's going to improve dramatically. I think prices are going to be up. I think hopefully rates will stay the same. I think we're going to see a lot of multiple offer situations based on the shortage of inventory out there.
Yeah, that's good. Investors are looking for stuff. I'll tell you what, I've got a bunch of investors and I can't get them stuff.
Right.
So if anyone has that, bring those out. But Andy also took part in an educational class, and we're going to have an investment seminar, as well as a reverse mortgage seminar coming up too here in February.
We're giving away a bunch of free tools, which will be kind of fun because those of you that are getting started in the business, looking at what is important, and sometimes it's not always the price, which baffles a lot of people.
Right, and you know what? If you're investing in stuff, you're looking. I mean, some people are looking for the quick turn, but also a lot of people are looking for the long range thing. So it doesn't mean you have to completely steal something. You just got to get the right thing for the long-term growth of it. So if it's a rental or whatever.
We're just about out of time, and I think if folks want to get on a great website with great resources, realestateradiohour.com, And I don't think I've mentioned that hotline number yet today. We have to do that.
Do it.
If you need a real estate question answered that may be more detailed, 800-246-1867. 800-246-1867 is that hotline number. Again, the short sale seminar is going to be on January 23rd. And again, visit realestateradiohour.com and .com and click on RSVP or call the hotline. No laughing.
I love it.